Welcome back for another book talk video. It's Science Fiction Sunday, and I'm back with more Red Rising coverage. You might be thinking, what's going on? Jeremy Fee already made a video about Red Rising Book 1. Then he made a video about Books 2 and 3. Then he made a video about 4 and 5, and Book 6 isn't out yet. What in the world is this video about? Well, guess what? Pierce Brown has created comic books, graphic novels that include more stories set in the Red Rising universe. That's right, Red Rising Sons of Ares is a prequel series that takes place before Red Rising. I do want to warn you, this is an instance in which I believe you do need to read in publication order. This is a series in which there are secrets, twists, and turns to where I don't think you should read the prequel first, because it would reveal information that I really think it's better that you not know when you read book 1. It would take away some of your enjoyment potentially. So it's a prequel, but I would highly recommend that you read at least book 1 in the series, maybe even book 1 and 2. In fact, I'd say just read them in publication order. Read the entire Red Rising trilogy, books 1, 2, and 3, then read this prequel, and then read books 4 and 5. Though it's going to get a little confusing because it turns out they've continued the comic book series, and in 2020 they actually released a volume 2, but today's video is really just about volume 1. So remember, Red Rising came out in 2014, the sequel came out 2015, the third book in 2016. 2017 was the year of this prequel graphic novel series, and then 2018 was book 4, 2019 was book 5. And this actually answers the question, those of you who've been like, why isn't Pierce Brown giving us more Red Rising material? He has. In 2020 they released volume 2 of the series. I absolutely love these comic books. One of my friends gave me as a gift this hardback bound collection of issues 1 through 6. So I highly recommend that you purchase it in that format as well. It's from Dynamite Comics. It's 160 pages, so it's really easy to read the 6 issues. You can just sit down and read them all at once, probably, like I did. This gives you the story of Ares. Okay, this explains what's going on. I also think it's fitting that I'm telling you about this during Jane Austen July, because as much as this is exciting science fiction about a revolution going on in society, it's really a love story, okay? You know how a lot of Jane Austen novels are about how two lovers from different levels of social class, social status can't be together or have trouble getting engaged or married because that financial situation that puts them in different social classes. That's actually going on in this story as well. Red Rising, Sons of Ares. The man who leads the revolution, the man who starts this whole build-up for the war, the man they call Ares. It all came down to a love story. It all came down to him having to make a choice because he fell in love with a woman who was of a lower social class. And in this Red Rising universe that Pierce Brown created, they have the different colors associated with the classes. So we have a man who is a gold, the upper echelon of society. And how dare he fall in love with a lowly woman from the red caste, from the red members of society. So he's got a choice. He can either follow the rules of society and not be with her, or he can ignite a revolution. And I think, just the concept of the story, you already have an idea of where this is going. I hate for it to sound like spoiler territory, but if you know anything at all from the back of any of the books or anything that anyone's ever said about the series, it's about a revolution, about an uprising in society. Now, granted, in the Red Rising trilogy, the story seems to be all about Darrow. He's the central character, but this prequel is not about Darrow. This is about Ares, and it's bloody. There's a lot of violence in here. They do use shadows to cover the nudity, so you don't have to worry about nudity in the prequel. So shadows covering the private parts, but lots of blood, lots of violence, so lots of action going on. One of my favorite aspects of this comic series is that they actually show you what the different classes of society look like. They actually show you the different echelons of people so that it's really really visual and you have a clearer understanding of how that works in this universe. So if you're like me and you've been sitting around waiting for book 6, then it's possible this would be a good read for you. And in doing my research for this video, finding out that there's a volume 2 out, that makes me want to get volume 2 and read it as well, which means even if it takes a while for book 6 to come out, I guess I've got another Red Rising video that I could make in the future once I read volume 2 of the comic series. Alright, that's it for today's book talk. Hope you're excited about Red Rising. Hope you're excited about science fiction, but most of all, about reading in general. I love reading. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.